Guys, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, and today I'm going to finally be bringing you guys a full video on my entire Scream and Ghostface collection. So what I'm about to show you guys is pretty much everything I have. Obviously this collection has come and gone, it's grown and then dissipated, and I've added pieces and then let go of pieces, and there's a few pieces that are missing from the collection as of now that I really regret selling, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and it is what it is. It just leaves us more space to try and rebuild. So guys, what I'm about to show you is the entire Scream and Ghostface collection. I've had a lot more pieces at one point in time. In fact, at one point this was more like Fun World oriented than Ghostface, but now, because of having to sell a few different pieces recently, it's pretty much just Scream and Ghostface with a few Fun World pieces thrown in there. So let's go ahead and have a look at everything, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about each and every piece. Alright guys, I'm filming this by hand, so I apologize for the shaky footage, but let's start here. The Scream used Brandon James outfit. So this entire killer outfit is pretty much everything minus the pants, the boots, and the mask. The mask is a replica by Ozeron. The boots and the pants are the same exact brand as used on screen, but the ponchos, the gloves, the t-shirt, and the hoodie underneath are all the Scream used hero outfits from seasons 1 and 2 of the show. If we look back here, you'll see a lot of different photos and images that were Scream used or just props that were on set. Over here, oh, the power just flickered. We're actually going through a snowstorm currently. Over here we have more Scream used documents from the show, from several different seasons, several different episodes. Okay, that looked pretty spooky. All right guys, the power went out, but we are back. Here we have a bunch of different Scream used documents, some different newspaper clippings and stuff like that that were used in the show. These things are really, really awesome. By the way, if you guys are interested in stuff from the TV series, go check out my Instagram, Drownboy Productions. I just released over 100 never-before-seen behind-the-scenes pictures from the show that I actually got when I bought the lot that included this costume, so go check those out. Here we have a replica of the Stab Theater animatronic that can be seen in Scream 2 in the Stab lobby. This was made using the exact Scream-used documents and files, with a little bit of extra work. Thanks to Ryan Hills and myself, this was able to be made. In the background there, we have even more newspaper clippings and documents. I got a ton of this stuff that isn't even framed up, but I framed everything I didn't have duplicates of. This is an original vintage Stab Poster Style B poster. As you can see, coming soon in Scream 2. It's a promotional piece. Of course, here we have the Big Kahuna, now playing Stab. This is a Scream-used hero Scream 2 sparkle robe that was seen in the beginning of Scream 2 in the theater scene. Of course, in the background we have the Stab poster as well as the RDS hanging on the wall, like in the theater. And of course, we have him holding an original vintage reptile weapons dagger that can also be seen in the theater scene. And down here, we have a replica as seen in Stab costume bag, one of the Stab tickets, and a copy of Scream 2 on DVD, VHS, and the soundtrack. Hidden in the corner over here, we have another Stab replica poster. This is supposed to be like the ones from the film, but it's a replica. And here we have a light-up door decor Ghostface. This thing is absolutely massive. And unfortunately, it has a crack in the forehead, as you can see over there, so I thought about repainting this thing to look like the Stab large, I believe it's fiberglass Ghostface that can be seen in Scream 3. Going through the movie mask collection, here we have it, a K&B by Nightmare Fuel Studios, an original Gen 1 Fantastic Faces. This is a standard Poly Shroud Fearsome Faces or Gen 2 mask, a Cotton Shroud RDS mask or MK stamp. This is an original Easter Unlimited ASIS run mask. This would be from Scream 3. Then for the next Scream 3 mask, we come back over here, and we have a signed by Wes Craven and tagged original Scream 3 reshoot mask. This was actually done during the Scream 3 promotional period, if I'm correct. And then we come back over here. We have a tagged original collector's edition. I believe it's actually the second run mask, so technically not the Scream 4 production run mask, but still pretty close. There we have an original reshoot. This is from the same production run, I do believe. Glow in the Dark from Scream 4. And here we have another mask that was actually used in quite a few films, including the faux Scream 4 in the Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back film. This was, of course, the mask that the monkey was wearing, as well as, in one scene in Scary Movie, you can see Ghostface standing outside of the school wearing an actual Ghostface mask, or I should say the killer standing outside the school wearing an actual Ghostface mask, and it's one of these. Then over here we have another Jay and Silent Bob mask. This is the one that I actually took on set with me and had signed by Jay and Silent Bob, and of course David Arquette as well. Over here we have another mask that is signed, but this time by Henry Winkler on the side of the face. All right, and tip top for the collection, we have the Scream Stalker costumes. Of course, starting off on the far left there, we have the plus size Stalker. Looks kind of like me in a Ghostface robe. Then we have the Bleeding Scream Stalker, the very first bleeding mask and costume. This thing is pretty awesome and pretty badass. Here we have a Ghostface, I believe it's called a wall hanger. They actually did a few different versions of this, but this is my favorite one, the white, pink, and blue version. Over here we have yet another Scream Stalker costume and another Scream Stalker costume. These all have various different masks. I believe I have standard fearsome ones, I have ones that have HNs, I have ones that have an RDS mask in them. So many different variants. There is the black tag style Stalker costume there. And up here we have a Scream 3 promotional piece, just kind of chilling up there because I have nowhere to put it. All right, then over here we have one of my hanging decorations. This is the first of, I think, 3 that I have. We have a few other vintage Fantastic Faces style masks, a deluxe invisible mask, a bunch of different cast and crew pieces. There's t-shirts, jackets, hoodies, obviously a producer's hat, a hand-painted Ghostface bag there. Lots of really cool stuff. All right, and here we have a tagged Scream horror knife. As you can tell, it's just a machete. This is one of the last of the Fantastic Faces ghosts I have. It's not Ghostface, of course. A nice minty tagged grin. Here we have a tagged Skeleface, and it is a Kmart version. Here we have a Scream 4 production run Ghostface zombie mask that was gifted to me by Fun World. This was painted to mask the zombie masks that were used in Scream 4. Of course, you never really do see them on screen, but still it's a nice little piece, and it's signed by a bunch of different people at Fun World, gifted to me, so that's pretty awesome. Here we have a devil face that is tagged, of course, just a standard original devil face. Old Phantom Instant Disguise here, tagged as well. And here, of course, we have a couple of screen-use props, books by Gail Weather and Sidney Prescott, Out of Darkness and Knife of Doom, respectively. Out of Darkness is signed by Nev as Sidney. And here we have the Ghostface Creature Cap, one of my favorite pieces, and I really wish I had one of these untagged because I would wear it probably everywhere. Very awesome piece. And here we have a very rare black tag ASIS era 10 light set that's still sealed. Probably the rarest Ghostface or Scream candle ever, of course, for the TV series. Nobody's seen these. A set of producer frames, which happen to be Scream the TV series. Never seen another pair of those. Pretty interesting. And now we're getting into some of my favorite pieces of the merchandise. Of course, we have a sealed candle holders, a sealed blinking window winker, the coffin cooler, ever elusive, the original glow-in-the-dark candles, the pin-on, and of course the CD scene. What's really cool about this is it's actually a disc that's cut to the shape of Ghostface, and I love that they actually used like an identifiable vintage version Ghostface mask there. Like, even though it's a drawing, you can tell that that's an actual mask. Of course, here we have a wall plaque, still sealed. A unfortunately damaged light set here, but still cool. Yet again, unfortunately missing some water, but here we have one of these Scream 1 water balls. Bleeding Brains candle, safety light, another safety light. Ghostface tie, pretty badass. Hidden horror candle, of course. The Bloody Brains 3-wick candle, which of course has 5 Ghostface heads. Very, very elusive and very, very badass. One of the glow-in-the-dark or blacklight reactive Ghostface candles as well. There's an extra window winker that is unsealed. It actually used to work, but no longer does, unfortunately. One of the killer genuine drafts from Scary Movie. I got a few labels here, and you guys will see why in the future. Promotional pin from Scream 2. A few different original promotional patches. You've seen a lot of bootlegs of these recently. Hell, I have on eBay all over the place, but these are originals. These are some screen use props that unfortunately I do not have a shadow box for, but these are a couple different photos from the MTV Scream series. All right, and here we have another hanging decoration. This one is actually just a head, which is interesting, but it's also made out of styrofoam, which is also very interesting. Here's a couple more original tagged Fantastic Faces. Of course, a Sarah Spook and a Lovely Tate. Nice and orange. Beautiful. And here we have probably one of the rarest pieces in the collection. A genuine original tagged Fantastic Faces Generation 1 Pink Weeping Ghost, also known as Ghostface. Yet again, this is the only one of these that's ever been found, that's ever surfaced. If you see someone else with a tagged pink Fantastic Faces, it's probably a retag. Here we have a ghost mask and costume, which is essentially like an all-in-one. I believe it's like a child-sized costume, but as you can see there, Sarah Spook. Here we have the alternate Fantastic Faces style tag with, guess who, an old Phantom tagged on it. And down here we have some more Fantastic Faces. Here's an original Scream 2, or Scream the sequel, cast and crew hat. And here is a Gen 1 orange and green Ghostface mask. Some of my favorites and my original copies. Really, really excited to have these back. This is probably the first piece of Fun World merchandise that features a Ghostface character on it, as well as a few other Fantastic style designs. This is a Scream 1 coffee mug. And this is a Scream 2 coffee mug. This is a McFarlane Movie Maniacs Ghostface, of course, unsealed. And down here we got a few more vintage Ghostface masks. There's a Gen 2 Deluxe Hooded, or Droop Hooded mask, also known as a Fearsome Faces. There's a Gen 2 Orange Fantastic, a Gen 2 Pink Fantastic. This is a Gen 2 Poly Shroud, also known as a Fearsome Faces. This is the only one of these known to exist. It's also the only mask that anyone in my family has bought for me. So for everybody out there thinking that, Daddy's just handing me all this money, that's the only mask he's actually bought. This is an original set of tagged 2019 fluorescent Ghostface masks. And there's a pink and green Fantastic Faces Sarah Spook. Here we have another tagged Devil Face. That'll soon be going to my friend John Plonsky. Here we have a Scarecrow Ghostface. I believe this is a child-sized costume version, just looking at the size of it. This is a hard mold 2010 zombie mask. This is a tagged one. These are the ones that are very, very, very solid. That's why they call it the hard mold. And I believe this is a black and red style tag Ghostface mask. It's a bit stained up. It's got like blue dye kind of in it. I don't know if you can really tell that very well, but still a nice mask, and he hangs out over there. Here's an extra Scream Stalker costume insert. There's a little stabbing hand that I made from a Bump and Go Chucky. Here's another ASIS mask. This one heavily stained and heavily damaged. Another hanging decoration. This was actually the first one I had, and one of my favorites. Reminds me of the Cryptic Gauze. A couple more Fun World pieces down here. These are some non-Fun World pieces that definitely could pass for Fun World pieces. The Boo Breaker is an official Fun World, of course, and here we have some Fantastic Faces. A few different favorites. And we're getting to the last of it. Here's a Scream 2 horror knife. Almost missed that. There's a Canadian screening copy of Scream 1. A sealed Pocket Pops with Ghostface in it. Still looking for a full-size Ghostface pop. If anybody has one for sale or trade, please let me know. Looking for an actual real one. And, of course, the Headliners XL. Very awesome. Handmade by robots. That's a newer piece. A few different VHS pieces. A bootleg Scream 4 limited edition collector set. I believe that's from Sweden. And then, of course, the 25th anniversary Ghostface. Over there is a screenplay by Kevin Williamson. And for the last piece, we have the Ghostface messenger bag. Alright guys, there you have it. That's the entire Scream and Ghostface collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If the video quality is not so great and you guys haven't been enjoying it, let me know in the comment section down below. Unfortunately, my camera's been having quite a few issues with overheating, so I'm either going to have to get a new battery or a new camera. We'll just have to see. But in the meanwhile, I'll be filming on my phone, so I'm just trying to make do to produce content for you guys. But if you did enjoy the video, please let me know in the comment section down below. It does mean a lot, and obviously any post engagement does help the channel. I appreciate it, I love you guys, and I will see you next time.